Sue, we are 1 year removed from Sedona Prince's TikTok that started a national conversation in women's basketball about the inequalities between the men and the women's tournament. What were your thoughts on all of that? And do you think college basketball is in a better place because of that?
College basketball is definitely in a better place now because of that. I think my thoughts were similar to probably everyone's, which was like, what? This is wild. How could it be that different? And at the same time, we've all experienced those differences. We've all experienced those inequalities. And luckily, Sedona used her platform, used her voice, and kind of pulled back that curtain for others. Because I think for a lot of women's basketball players, this was not a surprise. It's kind of par for the course, sadly, especially in the last, 5, 10, 15 plus years. There's always been a difference between what the guys' teams got and what the women's teams have gotten. So I think it's a lesson for all of us that when we do see these kinds of things, it's cool to say something. It's great to use your platform. I think that's a lesson we've all learned.
So Sue, you decided to return to the league and come back for your 21st season with Seattle. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. Your 21st season with Seattle. Are you trying to compete with Tom Brady? And by compete, I mean outdo completely?
No, but you just saying that out loud, I'm like, oh my God, I've been playing in the WNBA longer than Kiki's been alive. Yeah. That was you just hit me with a moment. No, I mean, listen, I feel super lucky that I am physically able to play. And I feel like when you're an athlete, you want to play as long as you can. And so the stars kind of aligned in that way where I'm able to come back for another year.
Whether it's the fight for equal pay in women's soccer or equality between the W and the NBA, what else do you think is needed within the fight to, really propel women's sports forward?
Yeah, I think, two things I kind of I think most about are one, for the general public to stop comparing us to our male counterpart. That's specific to women's basketball. I think you can appreciate what we do and the ways in which we play without the comparison. I think that always leads to negative comments, which I guess is par for the course in some ways. When you're a professional sports league, you're going to have some negativity. That's a part of it. But to me, it lives within that comparison. So I would always challenge people not to do that. And the other thing is just, it's been documented that we don't get the media coverage. We don't get the corporate sponsorship money that other leagues get. And I would just challenge people to also look at us as an investment. We are a good investment. We're a league that is succeeding, that is clearly turning a corner. And that's been with lack of investment, with lack of coverage. So imagine if we got it. So I always challenge people to look at us in these new ways.
Yeah, I recently spoke with Candace Parker of how the media could better advocate for female athletes. And one thing she mentioned was, critique the game. If you're going to watch it, critique it, take it seriously, bring out what you like, bring out what you don't like. What are some of the things that you think the media could do to better advocate for female athletes?
Yeah, I mean, just covering it. I mean, sometimes it's funny, you might hear things about LeBron. Everybody knows LeBron likes tacos on Tuesday. Everybody knows, the dope kicks LeBron is wearing because it gets covered. And I think we need to be covered in those same ways, right? A lot of times you don't even realize you're as a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the NBA. I watch other sports leagues. I know so much about these athletes almost by accident. I'm not even trying to go find out about certain athletes and what they do on the field, on the court, off the field, off the court. It's just part of the conversation when you turn on the TV. So I would love for women, in terms of the media coverage, to get that same type of coverage. Yes, to cover us in what we do on the court, on the field, but also who we are as people and our personalities in a way that matches what you see in the male coverage.
Sue, between you and Megan, you guys have left such an incredible mark on your sport. What do you hope your legacy will be when and if you leave the game of basketball?
Yeah, it's actually, I learned this from listening to Kobe Bryant. He has a quote where he talks about understanding at some point in his career, there was going to be another MVP. There's going to be. So for me, it's there's going to be another great point guard. There's going to be somebody who breaks my assist record. And that's okay. That's the evolution of the game. But so in terms of legacy, it's you want to leave one on the court, but at the same time, those are meant to be broken. So what are you going to leave in terms of like the larger picture, the off the court things? Where are you going to help, or where are you going to leave your mark on the state of the game? And so that's kind of how I see legacy. And I always joke, I can't wait to see a WNBA player sign that $1 million deal, you know? And even though I won't be able to be a part of that and be somebody that signs that $1 million deal, I know we'll have played a role in getting to that point. And that's kind of where my legacy, I hope, is going to live.
Hey sports fans, if you want to watch more sports seriously, be sure to check out these clips right here. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see all the great content from us here at USA Today Sports.